Hey, welcome back. So, you should be worried about your weight. A study at UT Southwestern Medical Center in Dallas says even a few pounds, one way or the other, can make a big difference, good or bad. Cardiologist Dr. Ian Neeland, senior author of that study. What you're telling us is modest weight gain can cause bad changes to the heart, modest weight loss, good changes. What kind of changes?
That's right. So we looked at about 1,200 individuals who live in Dallas County. These were healthy people without any signs of heart disease. They got MRI scans at the beginning of the study and about 7 years later. And we linked changes in their weight and body fat to changes in their heart that we can see by MRI. So what we found was that even modest weight gain, like 5%, for example, a 150-pound man, that would be about 7 pounds, actually had changes in the heart that made the heart bigger, smaller, less able to fill with blood, less able to pump as well, and really increase the risk for heart failure.
So basically, and we've heard this about other internal organs, the organs themselves get fat.
That's right. So fat that's actually around the internal organs is called visceral fat, really is the bad actor, and the one that's associated with higher risk for type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and cardiovascular disease.
We all know some people who say, I look fat, but I'm healthy. I run, I bike, I swim, I just look fat. Can you be overweight and healthy, and is that all that common?
Well, you know, about a third of people won't have diabetes or heart disease, even though they're obese and overweight. However, over time, that does catch up to them. And there's always an increased risk for other health problems, such, for example, as heart failure, orthopedic problems, and you know, other health issues down the road, like sleep apnea.
Losing the weight. What about those of us who, you go up 5, you go down 4, you go up 6, you go down 5. Is the up and down, the yo-yo, does that have any bad effect?
You know, we found from this study that small changes up or down can really make a difference. So people who actually lost about 5% of their weight, or just a few pounds, actually had improvements in their heart structure and function. And so really the heart is very dynamic. It can change over time. And so small changes can accumulate and really should be kept an eye on to really try to make those changes.
A lot of doctors pay attention to where the body is deposited. We men tend to put it here, women tend to go on the backside a little bit more than men do. Is one better or worse than the other?
Well, you know, the apple-pear difference has been seen for many, many years. And a lot of my research is focused on looking at where body fat is, not just from looking at a person, but actually doing specialized imaging scans to really see where that fat is deposited. And what we know is that fat that's in the belly, not just under the skin, but actually around the internal organs, is really the bad one. Whereas actually fat that's in the buttocks and hips can be protective of heart disease, diabetes, and cancer.
You told me that, and a lot of us do, after we get married and we kind of settle in and life is good and, you know, maybe the kids come along and you're too busy to go to the gym all the time, we'll all tend to put on a little bit of weight. If you had to change one thing, or tell people to change one thing about their lifestyle, what would it be?
I think it's try to be active as much as possible. You know, nowadays we're very sedentary. We have jobs that we sit a lot. We don't get a lot of exercise necessarily. And it doesn't really need to be running or swimming. Just walking around during the day, trying to get those 10,000 steps in can make a big difference.
Instead of trying to get the closest parking spot to the grocery store, go ahead and park out at the end of the lot and walk all the way. That would actually make a difference.
Yes, and use the stairs, not the elevators.
Okay. Great advice. Thanks very much. We appreciate it. Appreciate the study.
You bet.